Hello, everybody. This is Noah and John, and we are from UrbanDigs, and it is Friday. So you're going to get your weekly Manhattan market update. John, let's get right to it. I'm looking at supply of 65.90. Show me that chart.
Yeah, that's 0.5% up, Noah, and we are getting into a market of mixed signals. So mixed signal number one, supply hasn't quite picked a direction. It's sort of 1 week goes up, the next week goes down. It's a mixed bag itself.
Very interesting, Johnny. We're going to keep an eye on that. I sense something is different about you today. Let's go on to the pending sales measure of Manhattan demand, 4420. Johnny, show me that chart.
Well, this one's not terribly mixed, honestly. No, I mean, pending sales has been trickling down since mid-July or so. So down another 1.6% again this week. But in general, we've been thinking it may have been bottoming out, but it's just, doing its thing, kind of drifting down. So what does that mean? Not sure yet.
Yeah, well, it means that right now, I mean, the sellers are not seeing anywhere near levels of activity that they saw in the summer. I'll tell you that much. And as a result, the market pulse is at 0.67. That's kind of the bottom for this cycle. We were at 0.85 only about 7-8 weeks ago before this whole listing season came on. So buyers, I think they got a brief window of opportunity going on. I don't know. We'll see what happens when we look at more data. Let's go to the weekly, see if we see anything there. 1 week supply, 444. Johnny, show me that chart.
Yeah, so that's a big down, actually. That's down almost 17% from last week. So if you remember, overall supply was increased by 0.5%. On a weekly level, though, supply is down by 17%. So we have this sort of mismatch in terms of what's happening on the overall level versus what's happening, with actual stuff hitting the market on a weekly basis.
Very interesting. Let's move over to contract signed, 316 things. That's up. It's always good when you're over 300. I think that's a great number. But Johnny, show me that chart.
It is a great number. That's a big up. That's 14.5% up, from the week before. And so you remember that when we looked at pending sales, that was down. And so now weekly contract sign, which is going to feed pending sales, that's up, and it's up a strong amount. Yeah. So you talk about your window of opportunity. Yeah, I would agree that there was one, but if you're signing 300 plus contracts a week, that window's not going to stay open for too long. Yeah,
it could be starting. We could be in that early stages, even though October wasn't as much as I thought it would be in terms of deal volume. It could start be going at a delayed start a little bit. And there's still a little bit of a net positive when I add these numbers up too. Just not that much, Johnny. And let's go on to that net new inventory chart, segue right into that. And you updated this. Why don't you tell me what you're seeing here, John?
Yeah, so we've been looking at this because it's sort of an interesting way to sort of gauge what buyers are feeling. And so basically you take everything that came on the market in 1 month, and you subtract everything that went off. And there's a lot of red for 2020, 2021. And if you look, yeah, exactly. And just look at these last couple months. Yeah, that we had 203, a positive number in September, and October right now is about 20. These are not big numbers compared to the red numbers that preceded them. What is it? August was down 800, July down 700. I mean, yes, this is your window, but honestly, this is more of like your window's open. It's a jar.
A crack. Yeah, it's open just a crack. There's only just a slight breeze coming in here. I mean, I don't know what
zephyr.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell buyers. I mean, I don't. You're right. We are at an inflection point. We are at an inflection point. Like, we have reset down, and it's like, this is what it looks like. Like, you stop falling, and it's like you stop falling. This is what it looks like before you either go back up or you're going to make a different move down. And it's like, you don't know which one's going to go. And when I look at the weeklies, I think we're going to go back up because the contract activity is starting to go up. But with inventory where it is, it's a heavy listing season that's muting it all out. So this is very confusing times, very mixed signals. As you said, let's take one more look, John. One more look at a chart. We have a chart showing you active inventory, so supply is in blue, and we have pending sales in red. And again, we like to look at the spread between the two to say, is that buyer window opening again? And when I look at it here, let me just show you, okay? This was the tightest part, if I can go right up here, this was the tightest part of the whole recovery over here. And now you could see how it's starting to widen just a little bit.
Yeah, and you're exactly right now. But if you look at typical market activity, so look at those year bars, and what does active inventory do toward the end of the year as we enter January? It generally falls every single time, and the red line, the pending line, kind of just it kind of goes flat right around there. So you could be looking at a bit of a wider spread now, which is certainly a window of opportunity, but I don't expect it to last for long. I think active might sort of shrink as we get into the holidays here. That being said, I still think you have 3 weeks or so before Thanksgiving in which you're going to see a lot of contracts get signed. So if you're a buyer right now, if you can find something that works good for you, I think you have a good chance of negotiation. Otherwise, it might be tough until the next listing season.
Yeah, and I kind of agree. I mean, we're not touching pricing today, but my opinion on pricing is that with the forces that we're showing you today, right? With supply has kind of reset in a little higher way over here, right? You can see supply up there. Pending sales has kind of gone down. When that happens, the market's fading. And when I look at price action, I think that the first wave of recovery that we've had in price, it's been amazing. It's been great. Like let's not diminish it at all. We had a wonderful recovery. Okay. And we still are in a very elevated market, but I think prices are now starting to fade just a little bit. I think if you're a seller and you got a deal over May, June, July, I think right now, I think the market might be just a little bit down. And again, when you look at the numbers and you look at the deal volume and you look at the inventory, all that seems to paint the same picture, Johnny. So we will see where we go from here. Thank you very much for pulling up all this data. That is John Walkup. I am Noah Rosenblatt. We're both from UrbanDigs. Don't forget, if you got questions, we got answers. Please visit our forum right down there. Other than that, this has been your weekly Manhattan market update, and we'll catch you next time.